Welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you joining me today as we dive into the world of sports. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, packed with analysis, debates, and discussions on the latest developments in the sporting universe. To kick things off, let's talk about some breaking news from the NFL. The Washington Commanders have just announced that their star quarterback, Jayden Daniels, will be sitting out their upcoming game against the Kansas City Chiefs due to a hamstring strain. This is a significant blow to the team, especially considering Daniels' impressive performance so far this season. With over 1,000 passing yards and 8 touchdowns under his belt, he's been a driving force behind the Commanders' offense. Now, with Daniels out of commission, the team will be relying on Marcus Mariota to step up and fill the void. Mariota has had some experience as a starter this season, but it's worth noting that his stats haven't quite matched up to Daniels's. He's thrown for 426 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, which is respectable but not exactly spectacular. The question on everyone's mind is, can Mariota lead the Commanders to victory against a tough opponent like the Chiefs? The team is currently sitting at 3-4, and they desperately need a win to stay competitive in their division. With Daniels out, the pressure is on Mariota to perform. As we explore this story further, it's clear that the Commanders' season has been marked by injuries and setbacks. They've had a tough schedule, and things just seem to be getting tougher. But despite all these challenges, they're still hanging in there, and that's a testament to their resilience and determination. We'll be discussing this story in more detail throughout the show, including analysis from our expert panel and insights from around the league. So, stay tuned for some lively debates and thought-provoking conversations. And that's just the beginning of what promises to be an action-packed episode of Howard's Opinion. We've got a lot more to cover, from the latest updates on the NBA season to some surprising developments in the world of baseball. So, grab a snack, get comfortable, and get ready to dive into the fascinating world of sports. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're glad you're still with us after that fascinating first segment. Now, let's dive into one of the most iconic moments in baseball history. I was thinking, what makes a great story? Is it the underdog overcoming incredible odds? Or perhaps a heroic act that changes the course of events? Well, today's tale has all that and more. It's the story of Joe Carter, the legendary Toronto Blue Jays player who hit a walk-off home run in Game 6 of the 1993 World Series. I mean, can you think of a more thrilling moment in sports? The Blue Jays were facing off against the Philadelphia Phillies, and it was a back-and-forth game that had everyone on the edge of their seats. As Carter stepped up to the plate, the tension was palpable. The crowd was electric, and his teammates were counting on him to come through in the clutch. And boy, did he ever. With a mighty swing of his bat, Carter sent the ball soaring over the left field wall, securing the win for the Blue Jays and sending the crowd into absolute pandemonium. But what's really interesting about this story is the context surrounding it. The Blue Jays had been struggling to find their footing in the series, and it seemed like the Phillies were gaining momentum. However, Carter's heroics turned the tide, and his team went on to win the championship. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Howard, this is all well and good, but what about the analytics? Well, let me tell you folks, sometimes you just can't quantify the intangibles. Carter's ability to perform under pressure, his instincts, and his sheer determination, these are the things that make a true champion. And it's not just about the game itself, it's about the people involved. I mean, think about Buck O'Neil, the legendary scout who signed Carter to his first professional contract back in 1981. What a wonderful moment it must have been for Carter to see O'Neil at the parade in his honor, celebrating his historic home run. As we reflect on this incredible story, it's clear that Joe Carter's walk-off home run is more than just a footnote in baseball history. It's a testament to the power of perseverance, teamwork, and individual brilliance. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll see another moment like this that will be etched in our memories forever. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're wrapping up today's show with a look at the latest buzz from the NFL. As we count down to the trade deadline, teams are scrambling to make moves that will give them an edge in the hunt for the Super Bowl. And let me tell you, there are some big names being thrown around. According to reports, edge rushers and receivers are at the top of the list for teams looking to make a splash. The Steelers, Commanders, and Bills are all potential buyers, with Pittsburgh being the most aggressive in their pursuit of a new wide receiver. With Aaron Rodgers leading the charge, the Steelers are in win-now mode, and adding another playmaker to their roster could be just what they need to take their game to the next level. But it's not just the Steelers who are looking to make some noise. The Rams, Seahawks, and Texans are all teams to watch as we approach the deadline. These teams have a history of being aggressive in the trade market, and with their current standings, they may be looking to bolster their rosters for a deep playoff run. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who's going to be on the move? Well, names like Bradley Chubb, Jalen Waddle, and Chris Olave are all being floated around as potential trade targets. And on the running back front, Breece Hall and Alvin Kamara could be on the block if their teams decide to make a change. But here's the thing. With so many teams looking to buy, the demand is far exceeding the supply. This means that teams may have to get creative if they want to make a deal happen. And let me tell you, I love this time of year in the NFL. The drama, the intrigue, the endless speculation, it's all just part of what makes the trade deadline so exciting. So, as we wait with bated breath to see what happens next, one thing is clear. This year's NFL trade deadline is shaping up to be one for the books. And I, for one, can't wait to see how it all plays out. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.